The Generation Y. Lots of people have lots of things to say about them. What we want to know is, what do they think about themselves, about the people around them, and the society they live in? Now, in this day and age of technology and social media, do they care more or less about the way they look? Is personal image important to them, especially now that they keep posting photos on Instagram and Facebook? Well, we're here to find out. I'm Zandra Uy, and welcome to You Don't Say, where kids tell us what they do say behind closed doors. Hi Ilyas, Hi. Michelle, Peishan.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good.
Okay, I know you're dying to talk about personal image, right? Okay, do you even consider personal image? I mean, you're 15, Ilyas.
Yeah.
What do you think about personal image?
I think it's very important to have personal image, you know, when you're amongst your peers or when you're amongst anyone.
In what sense?
Well, personal image is basically where you get your confidence from, I guess. You know, if you're, you know, if you look weird, well, you want to look good, basically.
Okay, so how would you look weird?
Dressing weirdly.
Right. So does personal image go beyond dressing, or do you think it's majority dressing?
I think personal image is not just about external appearance, like what you're wearing, but also about how you carry yourself. Like when you're talking to people, whether you treat them with respect or not, because people are not just going to look at you and think, oh, you have a pretty face, but they want to know that you have a pretty personality as well.
Right. So when you talk about people perceiving your personal image as a bit weird and all that, what do you mean by that? What would make you look at someone and go, oh, this is a bit off, this is not really right?
I think personal image is where when people judge you, you don't want people to judge you wrongly at first. That's why you want to put it out proper, you know, the way you act, the way you dress, the way you look. You know, you want it all to be good so that when people meet you, you don't have they don't have a bad judgment of you.
Wow, you guys sound like you put a lot of thought into this, huh? Wow, you're both only 14 and 15. Okay, Michelle, you are 25 years old. And
all right.
Obviously, you've started work already. Now, listening to these kids talk, I mean, did you think like that when you were in high school?
I think it's first impression that's important while coming out to the society and being exposed to work environment. Personal image very important because this is your first impression towards your employees, towards your peers, and towards your colleagues, and so it's really important to actually take care and also to have a bit of sense of how you dress, you put on makeup, and so it's actually what you are that actually shows out from you. And when I was at their age, I didn't really care. I didn't really care how I look when I was like 14. Yeah, but when you are with your peers, with your friends, and you started to see, oh, that girl looks prettier than me. And you know, people started noticing that, oh, there's a hot chick in school and oh, there's a hot guy in school at that age. So then you started to realize that actually maybe upkeeping myself, it's something that is important, that it's the impression that you give to other people. That's why that I think personal image is really, really important, not only starting at a young age. It has to be educated in another way, that it's also self-confidence, that like he said, self-confidence, because it does really give an impression of whether it's a good or bad one to others as well.
Like, to answer honestly, right, do you guys take care of your personal image more because it's an image you want to portray consciously, or it's because of an image that you don't want people to judge you on?
I feel that it's more like we do not want people to judge us. Like when we meet people, we don't want them to see like, oh, like that's the girl who always wears the same clothes or something. Like to a certain extent, our society is becoming quite judgmental, and we just have to like go with the flow, you know, like try not to be judged.
So is there like a pressure actually to think more about the way you look?
Yes, I think so.
There is.
Yep. With social media and everything now, people are very vocal. They're very vocal, and they judge very easily nowadays.
They have no qualms, like just voicing out what they feel about
exactly.
how you're dressing, how you look.
Exactly.
Have you guys been on the receiving end of any negative comments about the way you guys look?
Of course.
Right, really? Like what?
Just, you know, the way you dress, the way we look, the way we everything we do.
Right. Okay, well, when we come back, we want to know whether they do actually put on more effort because of social media, and how much money do they actually spend on looking good and projecting the right image. It is You Don't Say. We'll see you in a bit. Huh.
easy for everyone. I'm a D3200. I am a Nikon.
Hello, welcome back to You Don't Say. I'm Xandra Uy, and here with me we have the dashing Ilyas, Michelle, who's already working, and Pei Shan, who's only 14 years old. So obviously there is a big age gap here, and we are talking about personal image. It's very interesting that you guys brought in social media and the pressure to actually come across the right way as to how you want people to perceive you, right? So Ilyas, you were saying that on social media, people judge you not the way you dress, but the things you say.
Yes.
How is that linked to personal image?
I think personal image is the whole package, right? It's your character, how you treat people, like she said, the way you dress. It's all together. It's all linked.
So on social media, say when you put something on Facebook, right? So what kind of judgment have you had that it wasn't so good?
Well, people like to judge what you believe in, you know, a lot because they have their own thoughts about it as well. So it's a lot of conflict right there because they might think differently, and so they want to voice it to you as well. And they want, yeah.
Right, so when it comes to personal image, right, what kind of effort do you actually put in to kind of portray the image you want to portray in real life and also in social media? Because you can be thinking certain thoughts and you want to put it down, right, on your Facebook. And you're thinking, hang on, that may not be the image I want to portray, so let's not say that. Do you guys think about that?
Yes,
true.
yes.
At times when we want to post something on like Twitter or Facebook, we have to like go through like filters through our mind and think, will people judge us this way, or like does it sound too goofy or something?
Yes.
That to a certain extent it kind of like suppresses our proper personal views actually.
Do you think that's good or bad to have this filter that goes through before you post something?
I think it's both good and bad. Depends on how you see it. It's good because perhaps like you won't say things that hurt other people's feelings, but it's also bad because you don't get to express yourself fully.
What kind of image do you personally want to portray, Pei Shan?
Well, I feel that I usually like to seem like a more mature person rather than like those people who are like sort of childish when they like say things and do not like go through like what's happening in the world and stuff. Instead it's centered around themselves. So I feel that it's better to be aware of things that's happening.
All right, so this
Definitely.
awareness is actually making you think a lot more about what you say, not hurting other people. That's a good thing, right?
Yes, there's a pros and cons to it, obviously, because if you're going to say something that's going to hurt someone, you know, might as well not say it. You know?
So what are the cons then, Ilyas?
I guess the cons is that you, like she said, you know, you don't get to express what you actually feel and what you actually believe because you're afraid of what people are going to say about you. Or
But if you are thinking of a certain kind of image you want to portray, then isn't that a pro instead of a con then?
Well, I guess, no, I mean, like, if you're gonna, you really want to express something, you really believe in something, you know, and you want to tell the world about it, but, you know, you're afraid of what other people are gonna think. So, you know, that's a con where you know whether you want to know whether it's right or not, you know, it's...
So you feel like you cannot fully express,
you can't fully express yourself,
because
basically.
you do care about your personal image.
Yes.
So that's the kind of effort that you go through.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, we have not heard from Michelle yet, the kind of effort that she put through actually to create the right kind of personal image. When we come back, it's going to be very interesting because Michelle has started working and she's undergone certain subtle personal image changes, might I say?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, when we come back here on You Don't Say.
Scars from off my back. I've come
I am easy for everyone. I'm a D3200. I am a Nikon.
Hey, welcome back to You Don't Say. Now, personal image goes beyond your personal lives nowadays and into your workplace as well, especially with the rise of social media. Okay, Michelle, you're 25 years old and you've been working for a number of years now. What kind of effort do you put into your personal image now as compared to before you started working?
Okay, when you start working and you have that luxury of spending your own money, that's when you will actually go absurd and crazy about buying stuff, because that's when you have the power of spending and you are able to get more things to actually make yourself look nicer, prettier, and you know more about exercising, about keeping yourself healthy and all. It actually does ties back to your personal image. So as for me, when I grew up, I play a lot of sports. And at that time, you know, when you go out, you're sweaty and everything, you don't care how you look like.
Yeah.
So, but when at the process after your college and when you start working, you start to be a bit more
Started
conscious.
buying deodorant, is it?
Be more conscious. Be more conscious like how you look in front of people. Even like now, if you go to the gym, a lot of people don't go like with baggy clothes anymore because
right.
they want to look good, right? So with the kind of when you've been exposed out there, you just don't want to just look good. You just want to give a really good impression because for me, it's like first impression is really important, and it's really paints a lot of words like how people actually perceive you. You might look a bit. If you look a bit better, dressed up a bit better with a bit of makeup, it shows that you actually care about yourself and you respect the person that you're meeting with.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's something it's really important and significant in our life. As we grow up, we'll know how important that personal image is.
So what you're saying is that dressing up and looking good is not just for yourself,
Yes.
it's also for other people who's around you.
Correct.
Because it shows that you do make a certain effort for
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's similar to when you go on a date, in a relationship, you do want to impress the other person, right? So when you talk about first impression, do you believe in constant first impressions? Like once you have an image that you do want to portray, how consistent do you have to be? Is it hard to maintain the image?
Actually, if that is you, and it's that what you want to try to portray, I don't think it's hard to consistently maintain that because whether you're going to be on social media, yourself, or anywhere else that you want to portray, it's actually you that yourself, you're actually showing yourself to that person, and whether you want to keep it consistent, you can actually do so because it's actually you yourself. And if you're constantly doing it, why not consistently doing it in other mediums that we were to say until today?
Right.
Yeah.
And at what age do you think it's the right age now, all of you, to actually start thinking about personal image? Is it when you start working, or is it when you're 15, or what do you think?
I think
From like teenage years, perhaps maybe in high school or something, because like let's admit it, the world's getting quite materialistic nowadays, and like even in school there'll be people with like better school bags than you or something, and they start judging each other and comparing. So it's better to start early than to like only prepare yourself when you start working, because by then it's a bit too late.
It sounds really much like, personal image is not just for yourself, but you know what, you're afraid people might say.
Yes.
like a competition. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's really negative, isn't it?
I think, and nowadays people just try to impress each other too much, like a lot, because everyone wants to be better than each other. It's like a competition, like she said.
Okay, then to be honest, Elias, do you use facial products and put stuff on your hair and go to the gym and try to work out because you see your friends doing it and they might look better than you, and there's some pressure on social media? Tell us.
Yes, I think very minor though. Not as much, but I know people that actually have a lot of pressure to do it, because a lot of the other friends are doing it, so they want to be better. They want to be, they want to look better. They want to be using the better stuff, and then it becomes a lot like a competition.
Okay. Now, on the whole, right, not just yourself answering this, but for your friends as well, do you think in general for young people, what percentage would you give to personal image when it comes to physical aspect, and character, how many percentage to make up the whole personal image aspect?
I feel like nowadays people like focusing more on physical than like emotional or like their personality and stuff. Like you see they they post about going to the gym or something, and OOTD.
They're killing
OOTD.
two birds with one stone,
Instead of actually talking about what they did to for the society or something to do with, let's say, like the Haiyan typhoon that happened in Philippines recently.
But you got to find the right balance, because you don't want to be
it's
preaching to
true.
people as well,
don't
right?
be boring and like show offy. But
So physicality when it comes to personal image, it would be about
40%.
only 40, really?
Yeah.
And the other 60 is your character and personality?
Yeah, I think character really does make people. I think because people your physical aspect of you, people see it once. That's the first impression. They see you once, and then they judge you by that. But your character really seals the deal of what they think about you.
Right, okay. Well, I would say 50-50 because, one goes with the other and, the physical part is as important, and a lot of people think that looks make up the physical part, but it actually is the whole package. It's the vibe you give out. You can actually acquire attractiveness. So all the best to all of you in your quest to find the right personal image. And you guys are still working on it because you're still in school. And Michelle, you look amazing and you do give out like a great vibe. So thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed this session of You Don't Say. We'll see you the next time for another episode of You Don't Say with these fine young folks. Bye.